Hey, welcome back to Summit Sunrise. You know what? When two mainstays in the ski industry get back together, well, it brings snow. I'm here with Matt Beardsley and Chuck Ginsburg. We're talking about Craig Beardsley. Matt is his handsome son. Talking about a Racer's Edge, the resurrection of a Racer's Edge, and we're going to be doing that. But first, let me do the weather, see what's going down. Well, there again, Racer's Edge brought the snow. Checking out all the resorts. No one called in any new snow, but that is going to change because it's snowing lightly right now. These numbers are called in around 5:30. Checking in with ARAPAHOE Basin, 23-inch base, 4 lifts, access 9 trails. 3 mountains of skiing at Breck. They're working hard on that fourth one. 2 feet of mid-mountain snow total, 14 lifts, access 50 runs at Breck. 15 trails, 15 lifts are cooking at Copper, 57 trails and 20 mid-mountain base. 1.5 foot at Keystone, 29 trails are accessed by those 18 lifts, 5 lifts at Loveland, 23 runs and a 25 mid-mountain base. Go to that Lake Hill cam. This shot is brought to you by the outlets of Silverthorne. Kind of dark clouds out there, and hopefully that's going to stay. More than likely we'll get some clouding throughout the day and then increasing clouding in the afternoon. Your timberline conditions above tree line look for an average high temperature of 9 degrees. Now you factor in that wind up to 25 miles an hour. It's going to drop the wind chill, well, man, negative 12. Throw in that wind, it's a cold upper alpine temperature, UV index of 5. Daytime high around 29, chance of the snow in the AM, snow likely in the afternoon, way likely in the evening. I'm thinking maybe up to high degree of 29 degrees, low of 2 tonight, and maybe we could get, when it's all said and done, 6 or 7 inches out of this. 3-day forecast, good chance of snow in the morning on Thursday. Friday, more partly cloudy skies, sunny on Saturday. Temperature's going to be cold, man. Look at that. Teens for your highs on Thursday and Friday, and lows either below or just above zero for all 3 days. So there you have it. Back with Craig Beardsley and Chuck Ginsburg from A Racer's Edge. Now, Racer's Edge was a mainstay in our community. Got accolades nationally across the country in some of the skiing magazines as the best tune in the industry. How did this all come together that you guys brought it back? I know you're both involved in different ski endeavors all through for 30 years plus, but how did you bring Racer's Edge back?
Well, Chuck and I have known each other over 25 years. Chuck actually fit boots on my son when he was 5 at the Racer's Edge over in the village. Mm-hmm. The space became available. The owners of the property were really encouraging to see the Racer's Edge back. They had a really good experience at one point, with Greg and Amy at a Racer's Edge. So they encouraged us to kind of get together, and Chuck and I, the timing was right, for both of us, and so we just got really excited about it and started putting it together about August. And
we should point out, Racer's Edge wasn't just known, the shop wasn't just known locally. It was known nationally throughout the ski industry. And I know, Chuck, you were one of the principals behind it. And much of the reason it was known so, it gets such a reputation, was your input. Is anything changed with the new stuff? I'm guessing the gear and the tuning equipment's a little bit newer.
Definitely have all new tuning equipment. We've looking to take boot fitting to all new levels as well. Just kind of stepping it up a notch across the board. Stone grinding equipment from Wintersteiger, latest computerized technology for controlling the structures and stuff, but when it comes down to it, still the guy holding the file.
Right. Now, Matt, Craig, I keep calling you Matt, who was like one of the premier ski racers in the state for many years. Craig, how do you the location? It's a new location, kind of kitty corner to Fatty's.
Right, we're right next to Salt Creek, kind of across the street from the Briar Rose. Millennium Bank is right next door in the new building as well, and so far the location's been really good.
Okay, now we have I know the kind of the theme, the movement, the attitude is kind of top end rentals and demos. And what are we talking here? This is what would you put me on today?
Today, I'd probably put you on this Solomon BBR 8.9. One of the newest shapes in the industry, as you can see. They call it a V shape. That wider shovel and a little bit narrower tail there helps the ski really get pulled into the turn. That combined with the narrowest point for the waist that's way back on the ski will really enhance the turn shape versatility with the ski. Not only is it fun on the hard snow for cruising and carving and stuff, but boy, you get this thing in the powder and it just smokes.
Okay. Now, Craig, I know you guys are kind of trying to appeal to more of a top end demo and more of a ski experience, being you guys have had been in the lifelong skiers. Let's talk a little bit about the packages. How many different rental packages, demo packages are you going to be featuring?
Well, we basically have two different packages. It's a performance package. We don't have just a base rental ski. Everything is in a mid-range kind of a line. This is our basic rental ski, and then we have demos.
Right.
So we basically have two packages.
Okay. Now, I know boot fitting, Chuck, that was your forte, along with tuning back in the old days, and actually never really left the industry. I know you've been working in the industry since then. Let's talk about the footbeds and what you can do for a skier to make the performance, make the foot translate into the ski.
The foot is the key. We like to start with the foundation, which is the custom insole, often called an orthotic. This is a blank. Some that will warm so it's soft and malleable. Then as you stand down onto a special molding pillow, and we position your foot so the bone structure is lined up properly, we end up with an impression. We then glue a layer of posting to the bottom of it and then grind it to help it be stable within the boot, and you have a nice solid platform to balance your foot properly within the boot. From there, we know that the foot structure is balanced properly. We start looking at the other alignments. Is the ankle joint aligned properly within the boot? And then from there, how is the knee centered over the ski? We're going into a new level for canting that very few shops are offering, where we can actually work with the soles of the boots. So if your boot can't give you what you need, we can modify it so you get the edges when you need them.
You know, and I got to tell you, whether it's skiing, biking, hiking, running, I don't do anything without a footbed. And I don't think anyone, especially when you get a little bit older, you know that structural integrity that a footbed or an orthotic provides can make all the difference between not only performance but injury and longevity in the sport.
Yeah, exactly. It's very important to have your foot aligned properly. Your knees will be happier. Us Q-tips, it's a little bit more important for us as well, just because we're more susceptible to injury.
Okay, especially when you're your age. All right, and not spring chickens like me and Craig. All right, Craig, Racer's Edge opened kind of kitty corner to Fatty's, are actually right next to Salt Creek. And I know you're doing some soft goods, some rentals, some demos. Anything else we needed to feature?
We're just trying to be as high end as we can in the rental department, and also be competitively priced.
Yeah.
And we offer more than 3 and 5 day packages. And but if you have questions, just give us a call. 453-970-453-7600, or check out aracersedgebreck.com, and that's that should be on the screen. But check it out and just stop by, man. And I got to tell you, we should point out these are retro jackets. You didn't get these off the rack, right? No, these came
are the old school.
These came from Greg and Amy years ago, and there's still a few of them floating around.
Yeah.
So we decided to bring them out for today.
I'm impressed you can still fit into them.
Yeah,
all right.
Thanks a lot.
970-453-7600. Check them out. The latest, the greatest, the newest shop in town. I tell you, when you kind of combine the experience just of these two guys, you're getting close to, I'm going to say it, close to a century. Oh, yeah, unbelievable. And they put me in there. Put me in there. My God, it's a gall dang dual millennium. We'll be back with more. You're watching Summer Sunrise on TV8 Summer. Don't go away.